Hey, Year 10. I'm here today quickly going through your Year 10 history assessment task, which is due in 2 weeks. It's a newspaper article that you're going to be writing on the topic of changing rights and freedoms. I'm going to be flicking today through two documents. The first one is the assessment task notification, which you all have, and the other document is an exemplar task from last year. I'm going to talk about last year's one a little bit first. You can see that this was an example from one of my Year 10 students last year, and it is 2 pages of writing. We're not going any longer than 2 pages of writing. And there is also, it's set up in a newspaper style. It's got images, it's got some captions, and it's got some quotes as well. The easiest way to deal with this task is to break it up into its 3 sections, which are down here. Okay. So you've got part A, which you're going to pick an Australian civil rights event. I've got some examples down here, and you're going to give me a recall of it. You're going to tell me the story about the individual event that you pick, and you're also going to tell me about the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and how people in your event were protesting maybe some of the articles being broken. So you might highlight 1 or 2 articles out of the 30 that were being violated, and that your civil rights event, the people in that event were trying to protest. For example, the Day of Mourning in 1938, this on the 26th of January 1938, and it was a protest against white settlement in Australia. So you would go through and tell the story of what happened on that day, who protested, why they were protesting, and you're going to have to link it again to the UDHR. In my student example, you can see that this student from last year has picked the Wave Hill strike, and they have gone through a bit of an overview of the Wave Hill strike here. It's about 100 words on the left here. They've also got some pictures, and then they have gone into a bit more detail on the strike down here. They didn't talk about the declaration because they didn't need to last year, but you will need to in there as well. There's not that much writing. You need to be able to condense it so that it'll fit on. Really, part A looks like 1 page most of the time. Part B gets a little bit harder, as they always do. In this part, you are evaluating the impact of a current civil rights advocate. This stuff up here was in the past. This stuff down here is what is happening today. These people are all around today and contributing to their chosen issue currently. And you need to tell me about the issue and the impact that this person is having on it. Are they having a big impact? Are they sending it backwards? Are they moving it forwards? What's their contribution to the issue? For example, if you were to pick Deng Adut, is a Sudanese Australian who earned a law degree in Western Sydney and is advocating for refugee rights and specifically stuff to do with child soldiers in Africa. Really interesting, intelligent guy that you could do a bit of research on, and you would evaluate his impact on his chosen cause. He's a refugee advocate overall. You can see there's a number of other causes down here. You can also talk to your teacher and pick something or do something that you might be passionate about, hopefully, or interested in, or you've heard of before. Just make sure you check that one with your teacher first. If I flick back to to the students, you would see that this person's part B is just here. Okay, so it's not quite as long as part A, but it's in a separate section along the in your newspaper article. Normally, first page is part A, and then there's a section here for part B. The final thing is the hardest, as all these tasks do get progressively harder, and it's only worth 10 marks down the bottom, but it's definitely worth doing because it's probably the least to write. This is the hardest one, and I need you to compare the methods and effectiveness of the first event you looked at with the second civil rights advocate that you're looking at there. What did these people do well up here? And what did these people do well down here? That compare verb is really important. State the similarities and differences, and that's where you're going to get the marks for part B. Again, we can see on this other example, part C. Part C is the little one down there. Feel free to ask me some questions or your teachers. I'm going to do another quick video about referencing and how to create bibliography in Word. I'll put the link for that video up as well. Other than that, good luck.